Okay, I'm gonna start modeling here. And you already have the basic knowledge about your tool now. You can start practicing it. So what I'm gonna do here is to model some basic stuff. And if you follow along this, you will have more knowledge about your tool. So what I'm gonna do here is to start modeling the vegetable stuff, like some pieces of cucumber and tomato. So this is a proper process I'm going to follow, and you have to follow the same process. The first thing you have to do is to create a project. Go to File and just go Project window, and you create a new project and name it. As I have already created my own project, so I'm not going to create this, but if you're following along, you have to create your project first before you start modeling. So what I'm going to do here is to go to the polygon menu set, go to create in polygons, and I'm going to create a cylinder right here. So the first thing you have to always think about is to adjust the pivot here. There's different ways to set your pivot. One, you can hold down the D key and select the move tool and press the D key and move your pivot down like this. And if you turn the snap to curve on, and if you snap it down, you can snap this to here. Or either you can press the insert key and turn snap to curve on, and you just bring it down here. It will snap to this center of this cylinder. So I have set my pivot at the bottom of this cylinder now, and press the insert again to fix it. And again, so go and turn the snap to curve off and turn the snap to grids on, and just bring it on top of the grid. So now turn the snap to grids off again. So what I'm going to do here is to scale it down, and this way I have it fixed from the bottom. So I don't have, so I have, I can easily now scale it around. So the first important thing whenever you start modeling, if you want some duplicate copies of the same geometrical shape, the first thing that you have to do is to create the UVs. So if you don't know about the UVs, the simple example is to give you some basic knowledge of UVs is that if you create a duplicate copy by pressing Ctrl D, and take a look at that, what the UVs may be and why do we need the UVs. Okay, click right and select the faces, and we see we have some faces on the top and we have some on the bottom. First, you select all of them, and now go to the front view either or the side view. Okay, delete this. Oh, sorry, I mean just go and select legacy default viewport. So come here, if you go back and take a look at, you come to the side view, and again go render legacy default viewport. I may have some issues in graphic card. So to deselect these selected faces, press the shift and you mark select, and it will deselect these side faces. So now I have only top and bottom faces selected. So what I'm going to do here is to separate them. To extract them, I go to mesh, and here's the option extract them. When you press extract them, so now you go and select your selection tool, select the top faces, go to object mode by just right clicking, and this way you have the top and bottom faces separated from the side faces. So actually you have the geometry like this. So this is the example of UVs. If you want to texture the different thing on top of here and the different texture on the bottom here, or the different texture at the side here, so the UVs means you have to separate your UVs, meaning in this way I have separated the geometry. And if I now apply some texture onto top, I can do this. And if I do so, to get an idea, if you take a look at this example here, if I apply some texture, like if it's a cucumber, I'm going to open this file up. So open the Photoshop here, and I'm going to drag this file in, and this way I have some chunks here like so. If I select this stuff, you can see I have a tomato here. This way, just like that. I have a tomato here. So if I want to apply this on top of that surface, I will have to create a texture for top and apply this to this top, and same on the bottom. And if I want some different texture on the side, I have to create this. But this way I have separated the geometry actually, and I'll have to create 3 textures, one for that, one for this, and one for that also. But UVs is the same way we can do with UVs, but we don't have to create these separate geometries. What we can deal with UVs here is, when you select your object and you go and take a look at the UVs into Windows, and here come to UV texture editor here, and you can see you have some UVs laid already. I think for now these are, I think, correct. We need them. So what I'm going to do is to select UVs, select some of the UVs, right click, go to select and select shell, and this way if you select the move tool, you can move UVs around. I'm going to move it here. I'm going to select these UVs, select some of them, select shell. This way I'm going to place it on top, UVs, select, and you place them here, and these UVs to here. So this way I have set my UVs right here. So what else I do need here? So that means if I select these UVs, it will show that I have these top faces selected, meaning UVs, and if I select them, show the bottom UVs. But if I select them, you can see I have selected this kind of stuff. If now I texture under these UVs, it will display here on the sides, and if I put some texture under these UVs, it will be displayed on top either, or if I place it under these set of UVs, it will be displayed on the bottom. So UVs help you easily fix your texture around. So what I'm going to do here is to take a snapshot of the UVs. So go to polygon and take a UV snapshot. So here I'm going to name it place 1, and it's going to save them in your project inside the images directory. So I'm going to keep all the setting as is and just click OK, and this way you have a UV here. If you take a look at here and you go back one more step, and if you take a look in the images folder, we have UVs here. So what I'm going to do here is to just start texturing UVs. So if you go and bring your UVs into Photoshop here, and if you take a look at your UVs, if I go and create a layer beneath the UVs here, and if I throw some texture, maybe this, or I have already the red one, I'm going to select this to black and just throw this texture, and this way you can see we have the same UVs we had inside the Maya here. We have the same image right in the Photoshop. So if we place the texture beneath under these UVs, they will be displayed right on the model. Okay, what I'm going to do, same thing. So here I'm going to back to my source images, watch table, and here I have downloaded an image from internet, searching in the Google. If I take this and bring it into Photoshop right here, so what I did with this texture, I just took this face and brought it to my UV side. So what I did here is I selected this white area and I just pressed the delete, and this way you have the transparency now. Now I'm going to select this portion of the tomato and Ctrl C to copy that and bring it right here, and Ctrl V to paste it here. So now I'm going to scale it down. Just press Ctrl T and you can scale it a little down, something like this, and you just apply and put it right under these set of UVs. All you're gonna do is to extras and snappings. Control T once again. If you do the same, actually I'm gonna get this thing almost edge to edge. Press enter and Control plus to zoom in and to set it. Now you can set it by just using your up and down arrow keys from your keyboard. And when you're done, I'm going to duplicate this layer and just bring it under this one. So we have these two textures under these UVs, and they're going to be displayed on top and bottom. So what I'll do for the side here is to pick the color. I'm going to pick this red color. I'm going to select this base layer here and going to throw the red color. So this way, if now you take a look, you can see we have the red color under this set of UVs, and we have some kind of tomato texture under these two set of UVs. If you now turn the UVs off and go File, Save As, and create a JPEG here, go to Source Images right here in Vegetable, and you save them. I'm going to save them with the name tomato01.jpg and save it here. So what we're going to do now is to apply this texture and see the result. If you just open up the UV text editor, right click and choose Assign New Material, and from the list here you go and select the blend, and when you get the list you go here in the color and you just select this checker box, and this will help you to just browse to your texture. Click the file and browse to the location of your texture, and here we find tomato 1 here, and you apply that and take a look at the UVs. If you select this, and you can see those texture right beneath your UVs. I think I have a problem here. They're not exactly under them. I may have selected the wrong UVs. Okay, take a look at the images folder. So here is the UVs. Okay, I'm going to delete this for now. Delete this. I'm going to create the UVs once again. So UV snapshot. I'm going to add a new texture like blend, and then go select all of your UVs. Select all of them. Go polygon, UV snapshot, the same UVs images. Okay, and now you get the texture right here. Now we bring it in to here. Okay, you press or you move, and maybe right here, and press enter. We may get the idea. Okay, if you move it on top of here, actually this is a bad idea. So what I'm gonna do is that cancel, we go and delete this one. Yes, no, I'm not gonna save it. You bring your UVs again here to here, and you have them right here. So I'm going to do now is to create a layer same way as we created before, and you just throw the red color right here. And now same way I'm going to copy that, Control C and Control V, and this way you get it. Control T to scale it. The same thing, I have already done this, so here I'm just going to repeat the steps. Press enter and you will have your UVs properly here. So just duplicate the layer and bring it under these UVs, and Control T, you may scale it a little more. Press enter. So again, save the image, save as, into JPEG, go to source images, right here vegetable. I'm gonna just replace that same image here. And if you go to Maya now and you just go and create new material, blend, same way, go to color, select file, browse to location, and here's a tomato one and place over. And now you select and take a look here. If you select the object, and you can see the texture is right under the UVs. So this way we can easily see. And if we take a look at here, press the 6 from keyboard, and you will get that the texture are properly laid onto the object. So this is the benefit of UV. So UVs helps you just adjust your texture. So okay, I'm gonna duplicate this one. I'm gonna bring this tomato chunk all the way down to give it a look of a tomato, something like here. And Ctrl D, duplicate this one. You bring it to some other side, right click and shape it. I'm gonna shape it something like that, maybe as if it's been eaten, and right click select object. So I'm going to shape something like that. So I'm going to turn this to a cucumber. So what I'm going to do, because I already have the UVs laid, so go to Photoshop here, and under tomato I'm going to just close this one, and here I have also an image for cucumber. I have downloaded it from internet and I have it here. If you go, bring it in here and just unlock the layer, Ctrl plus, get here, and I just want to cut this piece. How can I do this? There's so many selection tools. You can easily cut some of your chunks here and apply that, but I'm going to do some different tool. I'm going to do the polygonal tool. I'm going to just select almost this portion here and Ctrl C, come here to this layer and press Ctrl V here. So I'm going to turn off these two layers. I'm going to turn the UVs back on. Press Ctrl T, scale it up, same way, place it right under UVs, press enter and zoom. If you adjust it a little more, something like this, and then you duplicate a layer and you bring it right under these sets of UVs. And what I'm going to do for the base color is to pick this green color from here and select the base layer and throw the green color. This way you have it. Now you go and save copy of this, just turn the UV layer off, save as, and JPEG, back to your source images directory here, source images, open that up, vegetable, and right here you select the cucumber 01 JPEG, and I'm going to replace that. Okay, so come back to Maya. Now create a new material. This time I'm going to choose the lumber. The same steps I'm going to repeat here. Browse to location and find cucumber 01, and boom, you have the texture applied to cucumber as well. Now you can duplicate your Ctrl D and you go Ctrl D and you do this. You have it. So go and save them, file, save as, and here I have this version. I'm going to replace this. I'm going to save this. So I'm going to create a dish now here. So to create a dish, but before I go and create a dish here, what I'm going to do is to select all of them and put them onto a layer, and you have the idea. So press the veg_L for layer and choose any color, save, and once go and save your file again. So this way you turn them to template this way, so we can't select them. So I'm going to just create a dish right here. So to create a dish, go to create CV curve tool and click this option box, select 3 cubic curve and turn the snap to grid on. Snap your points here, here, and don't just turn it off again, and just shape the plate something like this. And if you come back, you just click right here and press enter, you have a curve here. So now you select your curve here and go to surfaces. Under surfaces, go revolve and just click revolve, and you have a dish right here. So if you want to move it to the side, you can, and if you want to increase the scale of the dish, you can easily scale it up, something like this. So this way we have a dish here. And if we just want to create another layer and just place the dish on top of that, dish underscore L, and select adding color and click save. This way you have a dish right here. So you have a dish and you have vegetable right inside the dish. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it again into a new version. You save, and always try to keep versions of your files. See, I have the version like 01 vegetables 01 and then vegetables 02. Whatever you make changes, you just go and save it as a new version. In case of some damages to your shots, you may recover new files. So what I'm going to do here is to assign some texture to take a look at. Select the dish, right click and apply assign new texture, and this way I'm going to select material under mentor here. I'm going to apply the MIA material and go to the material, and here you have a preset. Under preset I'm going to select the chrome and replace it with this, but let's check it with the default setting first. Now what I'm going to do is to adjust some render setting. Go to render settings, and here you select mental ray, and under the indirect lighting tab, you select the indirect lighting tab and just click image based lighting create, and I'm gonna apply an HDRI, but actually don't have the HDRI. I have a JPEG. I just found it from the internet. It's a very excellent image and it's gonna work. Select this and check the global illumination here. Under quality, I'm going to select the legacy simple and adaptive, and I'm going to give it a value of 2. What all these are, I'm not going to explain them for now. We will have an explanation later. So take a render and see the result. You can see we have a dish here, but there is no reflection. So how can we create the reflections? Press the escape, close this one, and now go select the dish, come to your texture and the preset. We're going to select the chrome and replace it, and this we have a chrome texture. I'm going to save the file before it crashes. Save this file and then go and save this. Take a render. And you can see as we took a render here, we can see the reflection. So I'm going to turn and change the angle to that, and here, and you take another render from this angle, and you may see the reflections. HDRI, actually it's an image file, it's going to work here. So we have the reflection here. So this was just to give you a basic idea about how we start working inside Maya. So if you have been following along and you have created this, it's a good one. So it was a very good warm-up exercise for you, and you will get some instruction how to upload your work, your assignments follow that, and if you have modeled anything by following this demo, you're most welcome to upload to the files.